By request, I'm going over how to solve three-step linear equations. So this first, actually I'm going to do an easier one first, then I'm going to come back to this one. So I'm going to start with this one right here. And so this one we got 5x plus 5 plus 8x is equal to 2. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. So I will be left with 5x plus 8x plus 5 minus 5. We'll make that 5 disappear. And that's equal to 2 plus 5 over on that side. So minus 5 over on that side. My apologies. So I have subtracted 5 from both sides. So we do a minus 5 on the left, a minus 5 on the right. Now I'm going to combine my x's. 5x's plus 8x's. Think of this as 5 of anything plus 8 of that same anything. 5 plus 8 is 13. So I've got 13 x's. On the left, I've got 13 x's. On the right, I've got 2 minus 5. Now, if you take 2 steps forward and 5 steps back, you end up 3 steps back of where you started. So that's a minus 3. Imagine you were to start at 0. You take 2 steps forward, brings you to 2, and then take 5 steps back. I'm just showing you how to do the 2 minus 5 here. So from here, we're doing minus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brings us to minus 3. Okay, now finally, if we divide both sides by 13, we end up with x all by itself because times 13 divided by 13, those 13s cancel out. And we're left with negative 3 divided by 13. Negative 3 divided by 13 is negative 0.23. So what did I do? I took that, see the plus 5? I subtracted 5 from both sides. That gave me a minus 5 here and made the 5 on the left disappear. Then I combined my x's. 5x's plus 8x's is 13. And 2 minus 5. So if I start at 2 and I go down 5, that brings me to negative 3. I then divided both sides. Sorry, this 3 doesn't look very good down here. I divided both sides by 13 to get rid of the 13 that was being multiplied by x. So I've now got x times 13 divided by 13, which just gives me x, is equal to negative 3 over 13, which is negative 0.23. Okay, I'm now going to show you how to do the trickier question here. So to deal with this question, we've got x divided by 7 minus 7 plus 5x is equal to 8. So just like on the last question, I'm going to get rid of that number first. I'm going to deal with that minus 7. And I'm going to do so by adding 7 to both sides. So I'm going to be left with x over 7 plus 5x is equal to 8 plus 7. So what did I do? I took that minus 7 and I added 7 to both sides. That's why I've got a plus 7 here. And notice there's no minus 7 over here on the left. By adding 7 to both sides, on the left I had a minus 7 plus 7, made the minus 7 disappear. That's why we now see a plus 7 on the right. Now I've got to combine my x over 7 plus my 5x. Now, do you remember adding fractions way back when? You have to have a common denominator. So I'm going to create a common denominator. So I've got x over 7 plus 5x. Now over on the right, I've got 8 plus 7 is 15. Now, how do I create a common denominator? I need 7 on the bottom. In order to get a 7 on the bottom, I'm going to divide that by 7, but that changes its value. So to not change the value, I'm going to also multiply it by 7. So have a look at what I did here. I took my 5x and I multiplied it top and bottom by 7. And by doing so, I didn't change the value, so I've got times 7 divided by 7 doesn't affect its value, but what it does is it gives me a common denominator. So with my common denominator of 7, I can combine them now. So let me just clean this up for you. I've got 1x over 7 plus 7 times 5 is 35. 35x over 7. That's equal to 15. So 1x over 7 plus 35x over 7 is going to give me 36x's over 7. That's equal to 15. So now I just have to get rid of that 7 and then get rid of the 36. I'm going to get rid of the 7 by multiplying both sides by 7. So I have 36. Now let me clean that up. Not very good with this pen just yet. I have 36x on the left and 15 times 7 on the right. So what did I do there? I got rid of my divide by 7 by multiplying both sides by 7. So now I've got to go 15. 15 times 7 gives me 105 on the right. So on the right-hand side, I've got 105 to my 36x on the left. And all to do now is divide both sides. All I've got to do is divide both sides by 36. So I'm going to divide both sides by 36. And I'm going to be left with x is equal to 105 divided by 36, which is 2.9. So just let me recap here. We started with x over 7 minus 7 plus 5x is equal to 8. I added 7 to both sides, giving us 15 on the right and getting rid of the minus 7 on the left. We then had to turn that 5x into a fraction over 7, so I multiplied it top and bottom by 7, giving me 35x over 7. So I've got x over 7 plus 35x over 7 is equal to 15. Now add those fractions. 1x over 7 plus 35x over 7 is 36x over 7. Then multiplied both sides by 7, divided both sides by 36, and you're left with x is equal to 2.